so pretty colors. Oh, it's recording. Hi. Thank you, my Louie Maya. Okay. Hi, everybody. Good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. I hope this is going to be helpful to you. My wife and I, we did a lot of work to get residency, temporary residency here in Ukraine, and it's a very complicated process, but it can change. So if you are trying to get residency, then please keep in mind you need to ask your local OVIR and find out how they're going to do it. They may give you more steps, they may give you fewer steps. Here is ours. This is, of course, in Ukrainian. This is our steps. There are 14 steps to the first part of the process, okay? For the second part, they made it a little bit easier, okay? And after doing all this, we have my temporary residency passport. So it's pretty cool. It basically allows me to stay here in Ukraine, without having to leave for 90 days, because if you are not from Ukraine, then if you're from America, for instance, or Britain, or from a Schengen country, you can only be in Ukraine for 90 days consecutively, okay? So the first thing that you need to know is the process is complicated, and before you can even go through all of this, you need to have a visa in your passport, okay? So that means that you need to have a photograph?
D visa.
Yes, the D-type visa. You need to have the D-type visa. They will, my suggestion is to go to Budapest. You can go to Chisinau if you want to Moldova if you want, but Budapest, Hungary, it was very nice, very easy to get mine there. It cost about like maybe $160 to get it there. And it's not super easy to find, so you want to make sure you have a good map or you have somebody in the country that can help you. So the first thing, if you're visiting Ukraine and you want to stay here for a long time with your wife, who is also Ukrainian, then you need to get your visa. So that means you need to leave the country, get your visa, and come back. Now that's awesome. Peekaboo, I see you. Sorry, I'm just playing hide and go seek with my wife. And so there's a couple of things that you need to do after you get your visa. That means that you can only stay in the country for 90 days. Do not wait until the last minute to get to go through the residency steps. Okay, so at most it'll probably take maybe 2 weeks to get this done. All right. And the cost will probably be about 1,000 hryvnia, okay? 1,000 hryvnia and $160, and then probably something like, I don't know, maybe $25 or $50 to get through to Budapest by train, through Chop, through Zahani, and back again. All right? So the first step is, first thing you need to do is you need to get a certified translation of your passport, of your passport from your country into Ukrainian, okay? Now this, you can get that if you're, for example, in Odessa. You can go to the center of the city off the 148 bus, and you can get the translation, the certified translation there. When they give that to you, don't separate the photocopy from the translation, okay? It's very important. They might tie it there or staple it there. Don't remove it, okay? This is going to be the copy that you give to your OVIR office.
It should be notarized.
Yeah, it should be notarized. Okay, it's going to have it. So that's specifically for OVIR. All right. You also need 4 passport photos that are matte finish. Okay, 3.5 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters. Okay, you can get that at your, some of these people, they just take your picture, they know about this, just tell them, show them 4.5 by 4.5. That's a metric system here, so it'll be in centimeters. Okay, you need to get a photocopy of all the pages of your passport, including the D-type visa. Very important, okay? By the way, just a quick note. When you come back into the country, please make sure that your visa is the date that it is issued if it's issued on, say, the 10th of the month, then you should be coming into Ukraine on the 11th, okay? If they issue your visa faster than expected, and you come into the country before the date that the visa is valid for, then you must leave the country and come back again. You don't want to do that, okay? So just make sure that you look at the visa that you've received and everything is good. A good rule of thumb is to make sure you double check all documents before you leave your embassy, before you leave OVIR, before you leave ZEC. Just double check everything, because they will make mistakes, okay? Fourth thing, you need to get a notarized photocopy of your marriage certificate, okay? Notarized copy, if it's in Ukraine, then it'll be in Ukrainian, and you just need a notarized copy of that, all right? Oh, I'm sorry, and by the way, the translation and photocopy, the notarized translation, the certified translation of your passport will be about 40 hryvnia. The photos, the passport photos, it's about 25 hryvnia. The copies of the photocopies of your passport, 4 hryvnia, okay? Now you also need to get a photocopy of your spouse's Ukrainian local passport, okay? Make sure, and then he or she will sign that, all right? Let's see, medical insurance. Now, there's only a few places. Can you get that, my love? It's on the thing. Yeah, there's only a few places that you can get this medical insurance. It'll cost about 500 hryvnia, and it must be for the year, okay? And in a moment, I'll show you, for example, what mine looks like. This is what mine looks like, okay? So, and here's the location where it is, okay? I hope that helps out. But
just in Kiev.
Yeah, it's just in Kiev, okay? So, usually this place that sells insurance, they're usually very close to the OVIR, right? Yeah, so don't just go to anybody and get the insurance.
But in Odessa, very difficult to find.
Yeah, it's in Odessa, it is very difficult to find, so...
no sign there.
Yeah, it's not... Oh yeah, forgot to tell you. Some of these places you're going to go to, there's not big signs that flashing lights like Las Vegas. It's going to be like, oh, you found it by accident. Okay, so you're going to need to, ask some questions. If you're in Odessa, we can tell you some places to go. But we can't be responsible for the results you get. We can just tell you and hope that you have success. It's not an easy process, okay? Police report. Police report will cost about 120 hryvnia, and you can get it in about 3 days, okay? So if you're a United States citizen, you're in Ukraine, you get a police report that shows that you haven't caused any crimes within the past 6 months, okay? I'm sorry, it's valid for 6 months. If you have committed a crime, then don't apply for temporary residency, okay? Cool. So stay away from the police. Let's see. You want to get registered through the ZEC at an address here in Ukraine. Without this, you cannot get temporary residency. Okay, so if you have somebody that's willing to let you register at their apartment, that's amazing. Okay, because it means you own a part of their property. If you're renting, then you are going to have to go through a 3, 4, or 5-step process.
Official.
Yeah, official renting of a property. That means your landlord has to go with you to the ZEC office and help you do this. It's going to be difficult to find somebody that will do this. So just keep that in mind. There's only a few days a week that some of these offices are open, and they like to go at lunch at, 1 o'clock? Yeah, so they have, they're not open on Mondays or something like that, and they work for a couple of hours, and they're not super helpful. If you have a problem with them, you can't call their manager.
Yeah, and OVIR is not working every day.
Yeah, OVIR is not working every day either, so just remember that, okay? Give yourself enough time to do this, because otherwise you're going to get frustrated, and if you say, I want to see a manager, they'll laugh at you, okay? They'll just rip up your papers or something. Also, you want to show a receipt that you have registered, okay, that you paid all of these things. By the way, the ZEC, for the registration at the ZEC, it's about 100 hryvnia. Now, when you go through all of this process, they're going to give you this temporary residency. Okay. Now it's very important. After you get this thing, in your hands, now it's your job to run down to whatever branch serves that address, and you have to get a stamp from the local JEC office there. Okay. And you have, what, a couple days to do that, or is it 10 days? A couple days.
10 days.
10 days to do this. So don't waste your time. If you have a full-time job and you don't have much time, then you might want to take some time off to do this, because the process can take quite a few days, unless you have, the most amazing wife in the world. We got it done in a couple of days, and that was amazing. Also, a new process that they started doing this year is they want you to get all of these documents together and bring them to a document center to put the paperwork together. How much does that cost? Was it like 120 grivna, something like that? So they put it together for you, and then the OVIR will process that. So all in all, you can probably pay 1,000, maybe more. Maybe 1,500 grivna for the whole process, not including the visa that you have to purchase in another country. And also, when you do for the second year when you're going for the first year of residency, second year, it might be a little bit easier. However, you just remember, you don't want to wait to the last minute. You want to give yourself 2 weeks to do this, okay? Because if you let it expire, then you're going to have to leave the country, get another visa, when you can't come back in for 90 days. So you're going to go in a circle, and you're gonna kick yourself. Okay? What's that? Oh, yes. And also, if you have any comments or questions, please post them on there, and we'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. If there's other videos that you want us, if there's other videos that you want more information on, we can try to post a video about that. Okay? All right. It's good talking with you. Do I do this? Oh, by the way, here's my cat shirt. See my cat shirt? It's really cool. The Cats of Greece. Yeah, it's kind of creepy, actually. So, yeah, it's good for English.